Hey, Dr. Phil Ratliff here from the Jackson Physical Therapy Clinics, here to give you some exercises to take away your neck pain. Now, we've talked about a lot of us have been sitting at our desk more often at home or on couches or, heaven forbid, the bed, sitting down like this. All sitting down like this in this posture creates a lot of tension in your upper back and your neck because those muscles are now holding up the boulder that is your head from falling off the cliff that is your neck. As well as when we get to this position, our head has to be cocked back and these muscles will tighten up, and a lot of times those will cause further neck pain or even headache. Alright, so the first exercise we're going to teach you on how to get that neck pain free is going to be a simple soft tissue mobilization to make sure the muscles in and around your neck get a little bit looser. So what you're going to do is take your hand and just simply grab the skin and kind of the muscles in the back of your neck, kind of like a mother dog would do to a puppy. And you're just going to hold that position and turn your head back and forth. It doesn't have to be a big motion. It can simply be even your nose kind of going the width of maybe a dollar bill. You can do that 10 times to each side. Then you're going to do the same thing up and down. You should feel a little bit of tension in your fingers as you do this. Alright, once you do that, just try to move a little bit. You should feel a little bit easier. And now it's time to stretch out those muscles a little bit better. Alright, our first stretch is going to be pretty simple, but I want to first talk about stretching in general. Stretches should not hurt. If you feel like you're pulling that muscle too hard or pulling the muscle away from the bone, that is way too intense. It should just feel like a gentle pull. Second part, you have to make sure that you're stretching the muscle for at least 30 seconds. Anything less than 30 seconds is a feel-good stretch, but it's not going to give you long-lasting effect. So, first muscle we're going to stretch is our upper trap. It goes from the top of our shoulder blade all the way to our ear, and fairly simply, all we have to do is sit up or stand up nice and tall until our ear to our shoulder. Now again, you're going to hold this for 30 seconds, but I just want to show you both sides. And again, you should feel that anywhere through here. If you want to provide a little bit of overpressure, you're more than welcome to, but you can often just let gravity do its job and stretch for you. Alright, that should feel pretty good. Alright, the next one's going to be a little bit different than the last one. So this one's for the muscle called your Levator Scapulae. So what that muscle actually is responsible, again, is for bringing your shoulder blades up and forward. And it goes from the spine of your shoulder blade right through here, all the way up a little bit more towards the back of your neck than your upper trap. So what you're going to do, instead of going ear to shoulder, you're going to go nose down towards your armpit. So instead of the upper trap stretch, which should feel straight on the side, this one should feel like it goes back and angles towards the shoulder blade a little bit more. And you're going to be there for 30 seconds. Let's do the other side. And your goal should ultimately be to have your chin touch your collarbone. If you can't do that, this would be a really good stretch for you. And again, you can add some overpressure with your hand if you want, but you don't have to. And that should really help loosen up some of the muscles that kind of tighten up our shoulders right through here. Alright, the next muscle group we're going to work on is called your scalenes. Now, these muscles go from right where the bone behind your ear sits, all the way down to about right here, which, believe it or not, is your first rib. Now, these muscles can be helpful if we really need to expand our chest cavity, if we're running away from a lion or any kind of fight or flight response. But oftentimes, when those muscles tense up, we start to use them to breathe normally. Now that is not right. So we're going to give you a quick little massage tip before we stretch them out. So you're just going to take both fingers on both sides, find that bone behind your ear, and simply run your fingers from that bone down to the side of your neck. And you're just going to do that 10 times at home. Now, it may be a little sore, that is okay, but don't put yourself through a lot of pain. Believe it or not, no pain, no gain is not a correct way to live your life. Alright, now we're going to show you how to stretch out those scalene muscles that we just massaged. Now, little warning on this one, it can be a little bit more intense and it's definitely going to be more limiting. So, if you find you have a really intense stretch with this one, feel free to give us a message. We'll show you some exercises because it's probably your breathing technique that's causing these muscles to tighten up a little bit. So, all we're going to do is take our hand, slide it off the neck right down into that first rib, and then we're going to tilt our ear to our shoulders. You can see I go a lot less far on this stretch than I did with my upper trap. And again, hold that for 30 seconds at home. We're going to slide right off your neck, pushing that rib, and then tilt over. So again, I feel this one all the way up in my ear, and that's okay. You can also play around with going backwards or forwards to kind of figure out the intensity in a spot that you may need to get that muscle more mobile. And after 30 seconds, these things should be moving pretty well. All right, so this next exercise is one of the most important exercises that we actually teach in clinic every day. Now, we've all talked about how we get in this position, and this position oftentimes leads to the muscles at the base of your skull being really tight. So it's hard to even get in a correct posture. So we really need to stretch those muscles out, because these muscles can have a big contribution to headaches throughout our day, and nobody wants to have that. So what you're gonna do, sit nice and tall, make sure your chin is dropped a little bit, and then with 2 fingers, push your chin and your head back. Okay? Again, we sit like this, so you're just trying to combat that. Okay? You're going to hold for 5 or 10 seconds, and then if you feel like you can do that easily, then you're going to try to use your own muscles to do it. So put your little finger right through here and pull away. Good. Now there's some progressions that we could go through at a future day, but at this point, see if you can master that. That's really going to help loosen up your heads and hopefully even take away some headaches if you have. All right, here's your last exercise for the day to hopefully become neck pain free, at least for the moment. Now, we've talked about correct posture. That's going to be your long-term effect to take away neck pain, but these exercises should help take it away pretty quickly today. So, what you're going to do is actually try to squeeze your shoulder blades down. Believe it or not, muscles that do opposite things can't be on at the same time. So we just spend a lot of time trying to stretch these muscles that bring your shoulder blades up so they can relax. I can simply turn on the muscles that bring my shoulder blade down to relax them as well. So, just squeeze those shoulder blades. Again, you should be going straight down. There's a little bit of back, but not too much. Basically just trying to get those shoulder blades away from your ears as much as possible. Now, try to hold this position for 3 seconds. Do it 20 times, and that really should decrease the tension you have over here. Now, with all this, hopefully your neck is feeling a lot better. Feel free to give us a follow. If not, and you still have neck pain, feel free to call the Jackson Clinics and schedule your telehealth visit today.